All right, let's just get right into it. You've probably seen the headlines about the salmon sperm facial. Yeah, you heard that right. It sounds wild, maybe even a little weird, but it is the buzzy skincare treatment that's got everyone from A-list celebs to K-beauty experts totally obsessed. So let's cut through all the noise and figure out what's really going on with this, well, fishy new trend.
So here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll talk about the trend itself. Then, we'll dig into the real science. What is PDRN anyway? We'll look at how the treatments actually work, how much you might have to shell out for that glow, and of course, the really important risks and safety checks. And then, we'll wrap it all up with the final takeaway.
First up, let's talk about that name. Because, wow, this whole thing really blew up out of South Korea, which, is basically the epicenter of skincare innovation. And from there, it just went global. So, is this really the secret to incredible skin? I mean, that's the big question, right? When you hear names like Jennifer Aniston and Kim Kardashian getting into it, you can see why it took off so fast. The promise is, well, it's everything we want. Firmer, healthier, more luminous skin. But is there any real science to back up all the celebrity buzz? And you know what's kind of fascinating? It didn't just stay in those fancy clinics for long. Nope. The main ingredient has now trickled down into products you and I can actually buy. We're talking serums, moisturizers, under-eye patches, you name it. That K-beauty secret is officially out of the clinic and onto our bathroom counters.
All right, enough with the catchy name. Let's peel back the layers and get into the actual science. What is really making people glow?
Okay, let's just clear this up right now. You are not putting literal salmon sperm on your face. The magic ingredient is something called polydeoxyribonucleotide, which is a total mouthful, so everyone just calls it PDRN. Basically, scientists extract DNA fragments from salmon sperm cells, and then they highly purify and sterilize them. The keywords here are purified fragments. It's a very specific lab-grade compound. And that's really the biggest thing to get straight. The hype wants you to think it's this weird gimmicky ingredient, but the reality? PDRN is a seriously sophisticated compound that's biocompatible, which just means it plays nice with our own bodies. This is pure science, not just something for shock value. So you might be wondering, why salmon? Well, it turns out their DNA is remarkably similar to our own, and because of that, our skin just accepts it. It doesn't fight it. PDRN acts like a little messenger, telling our skin cells, hey, time to wake up and get to work. It encourages them to produce more collagen for firmness, it helps skin lock in moisture for that gorgeous, dewy glow, and it can even calm down redness. It's all part of this bigger movement in skincare toward using things that help our skin heal itself.
Okay, so now we know what PDRN is, but how do you actually get it into your skin? Let's break down the options, from a professional's office to your own bathroom.
If you go to a clinic for this, the whole thing is actually super quick, like 15 to 20 minutes in and out. They'll start by cleaning your face and putting on some numbing cream so you're comfortable. Then they use a tiny, fine needle to deliver the PDRN. After that, maybe a gentle massage or a nice cooling mask to calm everything down. It's really not a huge, scary procedure. So you basically have three main paths you can take here. For the biggest bang for your buck, injections are the most direct way to tackle things like texture or scarring. Then there's microneedling. If you're already a fan, adding a PDRN serum on top is like giving that treatment a turbo boost. And finally, for your everyday routine, using topical creams or serums is perfect for maintenance, keeping your skin hydrated and happy long-term. All right, let's talk money, because that glow comes with a price tag. And as you probably guess, it can vary a lot. For just one trip to the clinic for a full face injection treatment, you're probably looking at somewhere between $500 and $1,200. And of course, that number can swing depending on where you live and who you go to. Now, here's something super important to remember. This is not a one-and-done kind of thing. PDRN works by waking up your own skin's healing abilities, and that takes time. The results build on each other. That's why most places will tell you to start with a series of 3 or 4 sessions spaced about a month apart to really get things going. So yeah, when you start adding all that up, the total investment gets pretty serious. If you're just going for an all-over glow, you could be looking at anywhere from $1,500 to almost $5,000. But if you're trying to treat something more stubborn, like acne scars, especially if you combine it with another treatment, well, that price tag can climb way, way higher. Okay, let's switch gears to something really critical: safety. Before you even think about booking an appointment, you absolutely have to know the potential risks, the side effects, and who just shouldn't get this done. So, the good news first. For the most part, this is a very safe treatment if you go to a qualified professional. The side effects are usually no big deal and don't last long. You might get a little redness, maybe some swelling, or a bit of bruising where the injections were. Some people get these tiny little bumps, kind of like mosquito bites, but they almost always go down within a few hours. But, and this is a big but, this is not for everybody. Rule number 1, non-negotiable. If you are allergic to fish or seafood, you have to stay away. Period. The DNA comes from salmon, so it's an absolute no-go. It's also off the table if you're pregnant or breastfeeding, or if you have any kind of active skin infection. As always, talk to your doctor. And here's a key detail, especially for those of us in the US. While PDRN is super popular for skin treatments in places like South Korea and Europe, it actually isn't FDA approved for aesthetic use here in the States. Its original purpose was more in regenerative medicine, for things like helping wounds heal. All right, we've gone through the science, the procedure, the price, and the risks, so let's bring it all home. What's the final verdict? Is this all hype? Is there some real hope here? Or is it the next skincare holy grail? You know, to put this all in perspective, let's hear from an expert. Board-certified dermatologist Dr. Dendi Engelman confirms the real benefits here. She says it stimulates collagen, helps skin heal, hydrates deeply, and reduces inflammation. So this isn't just some made-up fad. There's real science at work. Which really leads us to the big picture question. This PDRN stuff is part of a larger shift, moving toward treatments that work with our skin's own biology instead of just covering things up. It's about tapping into our body's own power to heal itself. So what do you think? Is this the future of how we approach skin health? Or is it just a passing, if a little fishy, trend? The science is pretty convincing, but I guess only time will tell.